One of these characters is about to die. Today I'll show you and explain the new official spoiler that has come out just a few hours ago related to the new episode 70 part 3 of Skibidi Toilet, and the best part is that it's not just one spoiler but actually 8 spoilers that have been leaked. By putting them all together like a puzzle, we'll uncover a secret message, which in itself is an even bigger spoiler, warning us about the death of an important character from Skibidi Toilet. In this video, I'll tell you which one it would be. I'll explain where these spoilers came from, what they mean, and when episode 70 part 3, which we've all been eagerly waiting for, will arrive. So if you want to find out which character will die in the new episode of Skibidi Toilet and more, stay tuned until the end of the video. But not without getting 100 likes first, and everyone subscribing and hitting the notification bell if you want me to explain episode 70 part 3 when it comes out. I'm Georgie Seeki115, and let's get started with the video. The new spoiler of Skibidi Toilet has been revealed. We are just a few hours away from finally premiering the long-awaited episode 70 part 3, and just moments ago from the time I'm recording this video, several leaked spoilers from this new chapter have exploded on the internet. These are the ones I'll show you and explain in this video so that we can uncover the hidden message and figure out who the character is that will die in this episode. And let me tell you, it's one of the most important ones here. We've mentioned in previous videos that the creator of Skibidi Toilet usually posts a spoiler image of a moment from the new episode while he's creating it in his animation program. These spoilers are usually posted on his Discord, which you can see on the screen, or on his Instagram, which is this one here. He also tends to post on his Skibidi Toilet merchandise sales page, which you can see here. However, in recent episodes, the new strategy that Dafuk Boom has adopted is to send spoilers to certain major English-speaking Skibidi Toilet content creators on YouTube, such as this channel called Elite Cameraman or this one called Datebayo. However, what has happened today is unprecedented and incredible. See, today Dafuk Boom on his official Instagram has just posted this spoiler image that you're seeing on the screen. In it, we see him looking directly at the camera with a very serious expression, and there's a letter E above him. This is one of the closest views we've had of Dafuk Boom's face, but why does he look so angry or serious? And what is that text above him? Well, that's what I'll explain to you, but first let's analyze the message he left in this post. Here it says, "Some things have to remain secret." This is basically the same hidden message he left in the previous spoiler he posted on his sales page, which we analyzed in a previous video that I'll link up here for you to watch. It's likely that what Dafuk Boom is trying to tell us is that before today, he hadn't released so many spoilers because what's gonna happen in episode 70 part 3 is too disturbing and it's better to keep it a secret. However, there is a more important message that we will find with this image. As you can see, it appears that there is a letter Y at the top left and the letter E, although in reality it may be the continuation of another letter. Well, let me tell you that this is actually a puzzle, because this is not the only spoiler image that has appeared on the internet. There are 7 more. By putting them all together, we will discover the big hidden message. It turns out that Dafuk Boom himself sent these other spoiler images to several English-speaking YouTubers. The image he sent to Elite Cameraman is this one you're seeing on the screen. We see TV woman with a surprised and even slightly puzzled expression, and there's text above her that says this. What could it mean? Well, to understand this, we need to show all of his other spoilers and then put them together like a puzzle. But before that, if you're finding this video very interesting, I challenge you to hit the like button right now. Remember, if we reach 100 likes and everyone subscribes while hitting the notification bell, I'll bring you the explanation and secrets of the new episode as soon as it comes out. Alright, now I'll show you the rest of the images that were given to various English and Russian-speaking YouTubers. The next one is this one you're seeing on the screen, where we see Plungerman with another text underneath him. The strange thing about this is that if Plungerman is once again the POV cameraman of this new episode, how is it possible for him to be seen in an image? There are 2 possibilities for this. Perhaps Dafuk Boom simply wanted to include an image of different characters regardless of whether it's the POV or not. Or it's possible that in the new episode, the POV Plungerman encounters some kind of mirror and sees him safe. But let's continue showing the new images. The next one depicts Dark Speaker Man, who is still injured and has lost one of his headphone earmuffs. So far, I've shown you 4 out of the 8 total spoilers, and if we combine the first 2, we can see a text that says "This is." To better understand the message message, let's continue looking at the rest of the images and piecing them together like a puzzle. The next spoiler image is this one you're seeing on the screen where we see upgraded camera woman, and the other spoiler is this one of speaker woman. Next we have this image of the great TV man, which means we'll see him again in this episode. Lastly, we have the real SKIBIDI scientist who is small in size. So with this spoiler we can deduce which characters will appear in this episode 70 part 3. We have the POV plunger man along with dark speaker man who are infiltrating the SKIBIDI's base to find the SKIBIDI scientist, and since he appears in this image it could mean that they will finally catch him. Also, as we saw in the previous episode, the 3 women had already arrived, and since they appear in this spoiler it means they will enter the SKIBIDI's base. It's likely they will encounter plunger man and dark speaker man. Let's also remember that the great TV man was outside the base and had shown the images being transmitted by plunger man to another cameraman. Surely he will now transport inside the base to help his friends. With this we have all the characters and the reason why they would appear in the new episode app. But we also have Dafuk Boom. Could it be the case that this time he will appear directly to the others in this episode? Will he intervene in a battle? Because here we see him with a very serious or angry image looking straight ahead, so it's likely that in this episode we will see him up close, and who knows, he might even come face to face with Plungerman. But this isn't all yet. If we correctly put together all these images like a puzzle, we'll discover a phrase that says the following: this is the end for someone. In other words, Dafuk Boom is telling us that one of these characters will die in the new episode definitively and will not appear again in the rest of the Skibidi Toilet series. The end for one of them is approaching, but who among these individuals will die? The most disturbing thing is that most of them are good characters. We have 6 of them who are on the side of the Alliance, and 1 who is Dafuk Boom, who is neutral, and the Skibidi scientist, who is the villain. And this would mean that if one of these characters dies, there's a higher probability that it would be one of the good characters. But is this true? Let's analyze each of them first. I would rule out Dafuk Boom since we know he's a character with supernatural powers who can vanish, teleport, and is like some sort of ghost or spirit of this world. So I highly doubt he could die in any way, although it could be that in this episode he fulfills his mission and then moves on to the afterlife or something similar. But I would say Dafuk Boom is not the one who will die or meet his end in this episode. We have the Skibidi scientist, who theoretically would be the most likely to meet his end since the entire Alliance is entering the Skibidi's base to reach the Skibidi scientist and kill him once and for all. So theoretically this would make the most sense for his story to end in this new episode. But knowing Dafuk Boom, he always likes to surprise us, so it could be that what everyone expects, which is for the Skibidi scientist to die, may not actually happen. In that case, one of the other 6 who are on the side of the good team could end up dying, although I would like to believe that this will indeed be the end of the Skibidi scientist, because the POV plunger man, dark speaker man, the 3 women, and the great TV man would all face him and finally defeat him once and for all. This is what I choose to believe, but if not, perhaps it will indeed be the end of Plungerman. This would be a big blow to all his fans and would probably make it the saddest episode of the entire series. I don't know about you, but he's my favorite character, and if any of the villains were to kill Plungerman, it would make them the #1 villain, the most hated of all. Usually in movies or series, when they want to introduce a new enemy, they often have them kill off one of the most important characters so that everyone will hate them and they'll become a great villain. But it doesn't make sense for the scientist to kill Plungerman, as the scientist seems weaker in this small form and he's already been a known villain for some time. Perhaps in this episode we'll discover that Dafuk Boom is actually the villain. Imagine a scenario where Dafuk Boom appears in front of the others and for some reason kills Plungerman. That would make him a major villain in the series, a huge plot twist, and one of the best episodes of the entire series, but also one of the saddest if something like that were to happen. I would dare to say that the POV Plungerman wouldn't die since he's one of the protagonists of the series, so it could be one of the others. Could it be Dark Speaker Man? He's almost like a main character but also somewhat secondary, and he could potentially die, leading to Plungerman regretting mistreating him. Who knows, perhaps Dark Speaker Man ends up sacrificing his life to ensure Plungerman survives. Maybe Dafuk Boom tries to attack Plungerman and Dark Speaker Man intervenes. However, remember, these are all just theories. It's also possible that when the 3 women arrive, one of them ends up being killed or sacrifices herself for the others. The TV woman is one of the most beloved characters, so I'd venture to say she wouldn't die in this episode. It would be best for her to survive until the end of the series. because she's everyone's favorite woman from Skibidi Toilet, so those most at risk would be Camera Woman, Speaker Woman, Dark Speaker Man, or even the Great TV Man. Although I believe if the Great TV Man were to die, it wouldn't be as impactful since he hasn't appeared many times despite being a great help and ally. I don't think it would be as shocking or painful. Remember, Dafuboom is showing us this image to make us worry because all these characters are at risk of dying, and he likely wants to surprise us when the episode airs. So I would rule out the favorites and the least favorites. In my opinion, those truly at risk of dying would be Dark Speaker Man, Camera Woman, Speaker Woman, and the Great TV Man. Although I'm not entirely sure about the latter, the most logical and unsurprising scenario would be for the Skibidi scientist to finally die in this episode. However, this is something everyone expects and no one would be surprised, although we would be pleased, as we know Dafuboom likes to surprise us, so it all depends on you. Honestly, I choose to believe that it will be the Skibidi scientist who dies, but my theory and something in my mind tell me that Dark Speaker Man will unfortunately be the one to die in this new episode. Now it's your turn to comment below. Who do you truly believe will die? Either way, we are just a few hours away from the premiere of the new episode, and finally we'll discover which of all these main characters will die once and for all in the Skibidi Toilet series. If this video revealed at least one secret you didn't know, I challenge you right now to hit the like button. Remember, if we reach 100 likes, I'll bring you my explanation and all the secrets of the new episode as soon as it's released. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm Georgisak115. See you in the next video. Greetings to all and goodbye.